Welcome to the channel. If you are looking to unlock the secret of corporate finance and take your financial acumen to the next level, you are in the right place. In today's video, we will dive into the key concepts that drive business decision, from financial management, time value of money, and more. Whether you are a student, professional, or just passionate about the finance, the video will give you the insight you need to understand the world of corporate finance like never before. But before we start it, I would like to give the credit to Professor Roy Semble as our lecturer for his insight have been invaluable in shaping how I approach finance in this video. So let's get started. Financial management is described as the optimal orchestration of financial resources to create sustainable value, focusing on profit and wealth maximization while addressing operational efficiency and social responsibilities. This includes timely financial resources availability, ensuring investment safety, and meeting obligations like taxes, dividends, and supplier payments. The key elements include managing capital structure, working capital, cash flow, and risk. The challenges such as the principal agent problem arise from conflict of interest, asymmetric information, and moral hazard. And the solution involve implementing good corporate governance or GCG, principle, transparency, accountability, responsibility, independency, and fairness. There is framework like Professor Ramcharan's 5 Business Essential, which is cash, profit, margin, velocity, growth, and customer focus. There are also McKinsey for cornerstone of corporate finance, which is conservation of value, the expectation, treadmill, the core of value, and of ownership capability. We are frequently mentioned as tool for effective financial decision making and value creation. The time value of money is fundamental concept emphasizing the money available today has more value than the same amount in the future due to its earning potential. TVM is applied across tax planning, investment, retirement saving, and special risk management. Here's the point. Present value. The current worth of future cash flow essential for investment decision. Future value. The value of money at a future date considering interest or risk returns. Rule of 72. A simple formula to estimate how long the investment will take a double based on annual return rates. Application of TVM we are seen in capital budgeting decisions, such as assessing investment feasibility. Tool of TVM is using net present value or NPV, internal rate of return or IRR, payback periods, and profitability index. Capital budgeting focuses on evaluating long-term investment such as infrastructure projects, expansion, or new ventures to ensure alignment with strategic financial goals. The process involves assessing initial investment, operating cash flows, and terminal values. Key decision-making tools includes number 1, net present value or NPV, a comprehensive method that considers all cash inflows and outflows discounted to their present value. Number 2, internal rate of return or IRR determines the rate of returns at which NPV equals 0, helping assess project feasibility. Number 3, payback period. Measure the time needed to recover the initial investment but does not account for the time value of money. Number 4, profitability index or PI evaluates the ratio of benefits to cost aiding in project ranking. NPV widely favored for its conservative approach as it integrates the time value of money and provides a reliable profitability assessment, especially under varying market conditions. Case studies illustrate the real-world application of this method, emphasizing the importance of rational resource allocation and risk-return trade-off. Security analysis involves evaluating investment to optimize risk-adjusted returns using a combination of fundamental and technical approach. This process aids in building efficient portfolios and making informed decisions. Here's the point. Number 1. Fundamental analysis evaluates a company's intrinsic value based on financial health, market condition, and industry trends. Uses financial ratio like return on equity or ROE, debt to equity, and price to earning or PE ratio. DuPont analysis helps break down financial performance for detailed insight. Number 2. Technical analysis focus on historical market data such as price trends and trading volumes to identify pattern and predict future movement. Tools include candlestick charts and indicator like moving average. Number 3. Portfolio management. Portfolio theory emphasizes this diversification to balance risk and return. The capital asset pricing model or CAPM relates expected return to systematic risk or beta, aiding in asset selection and portfolio optimization. Metrics like weighted average cost of capital or WACC and beta measure funding efficiency and market volatility. Corporate restructuring is critical for organizational facing financial distress or aiming to improve operational efficiency. It involves strategic realignment, financial adjustment, and operational improvement to stabilize and enhance business performance. Key strategies: number 1 is mergers, acquisition, and divestiture to optimize a business portfolio. Number 2 is financial restructuring to balance debt and equity, leveraging tax benefit while minimizing financial stress. Number 3 is operational change to reduce costs, increase efficiency, and refocus on core activities. Case studies such as RGR Nabisco leverage buyout illustrates the complexities and potential of restructuring efforts. Participants also highlight the role of innovation and adaptability in navigating market challenges and ensuring long-term success. Fraud risk management emphasizes preventing occupational fraud and financial abuse, which are significant risks to corporate integrity and trust. Type of fraud: corruption, bribery, conflict of interest, and extortion, asset misappropriation, theft or misuse of company resource, financial statement fraud, or manipulating financial data to mislead stakeholder. Ulang ya saya ini ya, nggak apa-apa, nanti tak akan. Fraud risk management. Fraud risk management emphasizes preventing occupational fraud and financial abuse, which are significant risks to corporate integrity and trust. The type of fraud: corruption, asset misappropriation, financial statement fraud. That's the type of fraud. And fraud triangle is usually pressures, financial or personal stressor driving to unethical behavior, and opportunity to weak internal controls, creating condition for fraud. And the last of fraud triangle is rationalization justifying fraudulent action. And then about the preventive measures: establishing robust internal control and whistleblower mechanism, training employees on ethical practices and fraud detection, leveraging anti-fraud technology, and regular audit. Dividend policy is key aspect of corporate finance, balancing shareholder reward with reinvestment needs to sustain growth. Key consideration is number one, liquidity and earning stability. Number two is shareholder expectation and past dividend trends. Number three, strategic priorities such as R&D, talent retention, and or expansion. Stable dividend payout signal financial health and build investor confidence, while written earning support long-term goals. Policies like stable, constant, or residual dividend we are discussed, along with theories such as Modigliani-Mailer's dividend irrelevance. Participants recognize the dividend dilemma, emphasizing the need to align policies with both shareholder satisfaction and corporate strategy. That's wrap for today deep dive into corporate finance. We have covered some essential concepts that every finance professional or business enthusiast should understand. Remember, mastering corporate finance is not just about the crunch numbers. It's about making informed decisions that drive growth and success. This video helpful. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an update. Or if you got any question or topic you would like us to explore, drop them in the comment below. I would like to hear from you. Until next time, keep learning and keep growing.